Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I will share with you some winter decor ideas. They are rustic and they are made out of thrifted items. I hope you will like them, and let's go ahead and get started. DIY number 1. For this project, I'm going to be using this tote that I found at my local thrift store. It was $1.99, and I always purchase things when they are on additional discount, so I'm sure this wasn't $1.99. It is made out of burlap, and I'm going to first cut off the straps. After that, I'm going to cut out close to the seams, so I have a front and back untouched, just like I'm showing over here. This is what I was left with. Now, I'm going to definitely save this piece of burlap because it is lined and it's great quality for some future projects. Now, I don't like that red snowflake over there, so I'm going to be covering it with this chalk paint in the color Adirondack White. And I first started with a very tiny detailed brush, and I freehanded, actually covered by hand, these circles and those little stars, or actually snowflakes, but then everything else I did it with the help of a tape. As you can see, I'm taping it off and just filling it in like a stencil. And it was a long process, I have to tell you. I mean, I turned on some show and it was okay, but it was a long process. However, it turned out gorgeous. I am really happy with the way it turned out. This is how it looks like. I think it's beautiful, well worth it. Now, on the other side, I will leave it red so it can be reversible. And I'm going to be using this fabric glue sticks and my hot glue gun to attach 3 sides at first. So 2 sides and the bottom as well. I like that I leave that kind of seamed on the edges. I really think it looks great. So now that I have the top open, I'm going to be putting this polyfill. Actually, it's a leftover from old pillow. And after I'm happy with the thickness, I'm going to be closing off completely the top, exactly the same, using this hot glue. When I was done with this project is completed. Look how beautiful it looks. Since it is very good quality, it is burlap and it's lined from the inside. It can certainly be on my front porch. My front porch is covered, so I think it will not be ruined. I think it's so beautiful and it was so easy to make. I like that it's reversible. I like that I left a red on the other side. I'm going to show you in just a second how it looks like. You know, a red can be associated, of course, with Christmas, so I can leave it over the Christmas and then I can flip it over for the rest of the winter, and I think it looks gorgeous. Again, I would like to hear from you. What do you guys think about this project? Today's video is part of the Winter Wishes Thrift Flip collab. 8 of us got together. Actually, Ellie over at DIY From House to Home got us all together. And we decided we're going to be showing you some thrift flip ideas for upcoming winter season after we're done with the Christmas decorations. So these are all the ladies that participated in this collaboration. I'm going to have playlist linked in the description box. Please go ahead and check it out. I'm sure you're not going to regret it. There will be so many great ideas. Okay, DIY number 2. For this project, I'm going to be starting off with this part of the cutting board that I actually got a long time ago from thrift store, and I used other parts for something else. And now I'm using this same white Adirondack chalk paint, and I'm using baby wipe to disperse it all over and make it look like a stain. This is how it looks like when it was done. I think I took made it 3 coats. Just that's how I was happy with the color. Now I'm taking the leftover of the bag and I'm gonna measure how much I need to cut in order to be able to wrap it kind of around. And now I'm using a hot glue to attach it, pulling it pretty tight so there's no wrinkles and it fits nicely and snug. When I was done with this and when everything is looking nice and straight, I'm going to go ahead and take this Let It Snow wooden cutouts from the Dollar Tree. I finally found one. My Dollar Tree is really bad, but I was so happy to find it. And then I'm going to paint it with this fine tip brush with the same white chalk paint that I was using earlier. I gave it a few coats. I wanted this to really stand out. And then I'm going to hot glue it right in the middle of this burlap. When I was done with this part, I'm going to go ahead and take white jute twine from the Dollar Tree, and I will wrap it several times around each side of this sign. And I'm hot gluing the beginning and the end, of course, in the back, cutting off the excess. After I was done with both sides, this is how it looks like. And I'm going to be taking this winter greenery from Target Dollar Spot. It was $3. It is super good quality. And I'm taking just one pick and hot gluing it in the left corner of the sign. And that's it for this project. So cute and so inexpensive. I used the same part of the bag that I used in the first project. The board is from the cutting board that I used a long time ago. So this thing really cost me nothing, like less than $1. And I think it looks so beautiful. And I want to hear from you again. What do you think about this project? Would you recreate something like this if you have a chance? And would you change anything? For all of you that are new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Jelena, stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. I always loved and enjoyed doing DIY projects and crafts, and I am mostly doing rustic and farmhouse style. However, sometimes I do some modern style as well. If something like that interests you, please go ahead and check out my other videos. I have great ideas to share. And if you liked this video and my other videos, please give them a big thumbs up. That means so much to me. And also it gets my video promoted by YouTube. And if you're new, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. It is completely free, but don't forget to click on notification bell on. That way you will be notified every time I upload new video. If you're on social media, I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Come join me and say hi. My regular upload times are Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. However, that sometimes changes depending on the collaborations and challenges I am participating in. Now, let's go ahead and let me show you DIY number 3, my last project for today. For this project, I'm going to be using this wooden kind of a, I don't even know what it is, bowl. I purchased it for $1.99. Again, I'm sure I paid it a little bit less than that. And there is that horseshoe on both sides, and it was burned in. So I had to sand it so it's not visible with my electric sander. And now that I have that done, I'm going to do the same thing I did in my second project using this white chalk paint and a baby wipe. And I'm going to apply, or actually stain this several times until I achieve the stain effect that I want. So I wanted still wood to show through, but I didn't want it to be too light or too dark. When I was done, this is how it looks like. I decided to also do the top rim, but inside I decided to leave as it is, just natural wood. Now I'm going to go ahead and seal it with this white wax by Folk Art. And after I was done with that and everything was dried, I'm going to go ahead and take handles from the tote from the first project, and I'm going to be using only one. I will measure how much I need to cut. It turned out to be, I need to cut it in half. Now this has a piping inside, so I just opened the end a little bit and cut off a little bit of the piping. And that way I'm going to be creating that kind of a empty part like it was in the beginning and the end. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to burn the edges a little bit so it doesn't fray. And after that, I am ready to assemble my handles. So I'm going to be adding a hot glue right to that empty part where there's no piping, and that way it can lay flat. So I put a lot of hot glue, added it, and also I added a hot glue in between 2 layers of burlap to keep it in place and secured. And I did the same thing on the other side of this handle. It was a little bit hard to hold it in place because it is rounded. When I was done with this, I decided to go ahead actually, I did, of course, both handles, and after that, I decided to go ahead and grab, this is how it looks like. So now I decided to go ahead and grab these thumbtacks. They're in a kind of very dark bronze color, and I'm gonna put one in each side of the handle. It was a little bit hard, so after using my fingers and using my hammer, I ended up succeeding to push all four in, and after that this project is completed. I really like this one. I like how it turned out. I like the simplicity of it. It can be used for really anything. I decided to put pine cones because it's winter time and they are kind of part of the decorations. I like that the handle's a little bit longer. It is different than any kind of tray that I've owned before. I think it's so beautiful. Please tell me in the comments down below, what do you think? Which one was your favorite? Don't forget to go ahead and check out the description box for the playlist so you can see what everybody else created. And if you're new, introduce yourself. I would love to get to know you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.